Okay. Hi everyone, this is King Malakh. Alright, this is King Malakh. And we got some pretty good topics here today. One of the topics I want to talk about, well let me show you something here. This is something that I've been wanting to show you. I think I showed it like one time on my other videos, but you know, I got disturbed. So I want to show you my knife. You know, I want to show you my knife. So let me unwrap this right here for you, so you can get a pretty good view on what I'm talking about here. How you like that? That's beautiful, right? A Hebrew Israelite knife. Bring it up closer so you can see it. Two cobras on each side. One right here, one right here. And then it also has a scorpion sting. You can see it. You see, it's a beautiful knife. You like it? Yes. These are the type of knives that the Hebrew Israelites would wear back then. You know, particular knives like these. You know, we had good knives. So, no, it's not a sword, but it's a Hebrew Israelite knife. Okay. Now, give another good look at it. We got some pretty good topics today. One of the topics I want to talk about today, let me set this right here. Matter of fact, let me take it out the case. I forgot to take it out the case here. But you see it. You see it? There you go. See it? All right. So we're done with that. I'm going to set it right here. As a matter of fact, let me move my Bible. We're going to talk about the Bible today. And we're going to talk about our intellect, some food, gold, things of that nature. Gold. You see? Gold. Let me set this right here. Okay. I set my knife right here. We'll also talk about beans. Good food to eat. Beans. Set this right here. Right there on top of my knife. The kind of food you should be eating. Set this right here for it won't be in the way. Okay. Yes, we're going to talk about beans. A lot of people, these are black beans. A lot of people are putting the wrong type of food in their system. And they need to know what it means to eat good. If you want to be superior intellectually, one of the first things that you need to ask yourself is that, you know, how can I feel better into the days of my living? Well, you know, you have to ask yourself this. You know, I can't wake up in the morning and eat garbage and expect to feel better. But it's the natural things that I put in my body that makes me feel better. So, where do we start? Where do we start? You know, we start with cream of wheat, oatmeal, you know, and things of that nature. Got to start with the Bible, you know. Got to understand the Word. With the Word comes wisdom and knowledge. This is a book. It's called From Babylon to Timbuktu. And it tells you about the black Hebrew Israelites, the original people, which are over here now today that don't recognize who they are. That's because they don't publicize books like this to the public, okay? They try to hide it away from you. But you are the original Hebrew Israelites, some of you that are over here in America today, okay? Not Africans. We're different from African people. We're not Africans. Those are people from the descendant of Ham, okay? They're called Hamites. So we're not Africans. We're totally different from those people. We came from West Africa. We came from out of West Africa. But we're not African people. We're not African people. We came, yes, they got us from out of Africa, which was the west part of Africa. We ran from persecution from the Romans over into Africa, the west part of Africa. We are Hebrew Israelites. So that's another story. But anyway, this book is called From Babylon to Timbuktu. And if you need to know more about what I just explained to you, about us not being Africans, then get this book and it will surely explain to you a lot about what's going on. Okay? And this is my journal book. I always keep documents here in this book right here because it's very important to have one when it's something that you are trying to explain to yourself or whatever the situation may be. Maybe you may come across another Hebrew Israelite brother and he got some good info that he can give to you. Keep yourself a journal book, and write it down. Write it down because, like I say, knowledge is the key. It's the key to power, So you must have this, and write your notes down. That way no one can tell you that you're wrong on what you're saying because you have done your history work, okay? You have done, again, your history work. So, King Malakh is not going to tell you anything wrong, man. I did a lot of time in prison, so, I did nothing but study. I had nothing else to do. And I knew then, when I was in prison, let me tell you, let me say this. When I was in prison, they put me in a hole. They put me in a hole for doing something, what they would say that's bad. But I punish a guy, so they put me in a hole, okay? When they put me in a hole, they isolated me from everyone. I started thinking a lot about these white people, man, or these so-called white people, because nobody on the face of this planet, Earth, is white. They don't even have any melanin in their skin. So, with that being said, I've seen with my own eyes, they get out there in the sun and they are peeling. Whenever your body is against nature, it's telling you something like, you're not accepted, or there's no reason why you should be peeling in the sun. Nature is supposed to be for you, not against you. So something is wrong. You know what it is? It's a curse. That's what it is. So again, when I went into the hole, I started thinking about so many different things. I had nothing else to do. Now, they did me a favor when they put me in a hole. They did me a favor when they put me in a hole, because I started digging and researching and learning more and more about myself. Who am I? I know I'm not one of these damn Africans that they keep on talking about in what we are supposed to be. We don't even look like them. So that's another deep story. But anyway, the word African anyway is a name that is given to them, which actually is from a guy named Leo Scipio Africanus. He was a white man. Before it was called Africa, it was called the Land of Ham. I want you to remember that. It was called the Land of Ham. And actually, to tell you the truth, that's a recent name that was given to the so-called Africa, or rather to say to the Land of Ham. So, how the white man is. He's always trying to proclaim something of being his. But you can never actually do that. You can't. Just like they're over there in Jerusalem now, calling themselves Jews. When they're not Jews, they're Ashkenazis. So they're not Jews at all. Okay? Those people are not Jews. The real Jews are spread it all over technically. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the seed of your father's father that makes you who you are. You can never convert over into being a Jew, okay? You can never do that. But anyway, that's another story. Let's talk about something else, because I might be going too deep for your imagination. You have to go to school to learn that, okay? All right. And if anybody want to know how much time I did, I don't have a problem with it. I did 25 years, okay, all together. Technically, in one whole bunch, I did 10 years. But I've been technically nearly locked up almost all my life. I can tell you my age, believe it or not. I'm 47, and I'll be 48 next year, okay? Come April the 25th. The so-called Taurus the Bull, but I don't believe in that shit either. That's a bunch of bullshit. So, you know, like I say, everything is according to the rules and regulations of the law, okay? I live by the law, statutes, and commandments, which means love. If you don't know what that means, actually it means love, to follow behind, to do things that's right. If you're searching for love, follow laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, let's start with this right here. We're going to start with this. We're going to start with your intellect, okay? We're going to start with that. We're going to start with the intellect. You know, there's a conspiracy that's going on here in this so-called place in which we call America, you know? I see a lot of people, you know, eating a lot of bad food, you know? Now, I want you to go back into the days of the 50s and 60s. In the 50s and 60s, you know, there was a lot of women. Matter of fact, they didn't even wear pants back then. You would hardly ever see a female wearing pants. You know, she would have on a dress. And also, I want to tell you this. There was no obesity. There were no obesity. There was hardly any. There was some, of course, you know that. But there were hardly any obesity going on back then. Matter of fact, if a guy were to see a fat woman, and I'm not here to downrate a fat one, okay? But I'm just saying that they hardly got in any play. None. Nobody liked the fat women back then, man. Everybody, you know, your woman had to be skinny and pretty. Nowadays, you know, fat women are everywhere, you know. But this is where I'm going at with this. When you are eating wrong, when you don't know the law, statutes, and commandments, when you're out of your mind, just like with the weed thing, you know. I mean, everybody's eating. They're eating any goddamn thing. And I said the word, that's another thing I want to talk about. The word God instead of God. I don't use the word God. I use the word God. G-O-T. There was an argument on my last video about that. So I never use God's name in vain. So excuse the expression, but I'm saying the word got. G-O-T, not G-O-D. Okay? So anyway, yeah. As I was saying, you know, there's a lot of fat women that are out here nowadays. They believe that marijuana is good for you. They don't care about what they're eating. You know, a lack of knowledge, man. They don't care about nothing they're eating. They'll go out to the Chinese food stores and eat and get chicken wings and mama sauce and all that other stuff, man. It's really bad for you. It's fucking your heart up completely. The white man ain't doing nothing but sitting back laughing like hell. Like, listen, when you walking down the streets, don't think that they're not looking at you. They're looking at you and they're laughing their ass off. Do you know how many whiteys are up in their neighborhood jogging every damn day? I know you see them, but they're looking at you and they're laughing at you. Even if you're not fat, they can tell if you've been eating something wrong. Get off that tip, man, and stop smoking that shit. Stop eating the wrong food. Now, if you want a divine spirit, you're going to have to start eating right, because that goes along, you know, being consistent, that goes along with the word. You know, spiritually, it goes along with the word. So if you want to feel right, you know, you have to be holy among God. Being holy means to separate yourself, okay? To separate yourself away from the Gentiles, you know? So that's what being holy actually means. If you want to know the word, If you want to know what is the definition of being holy only means this: to separate yourself away from the Gentiles. Because those people, they eat and do anything. All right? They eat, brother. They eat and do anything. You got me? They eat shrimp. They eat crabs. They eat lobsters. They eat pork. They eat all that stuff, man. Them country guys, they eat rabbits, squirrels, all that shit. Stop following behind what somebody else do. Do what God tells you to do. Or rather to say the Most High. Because the word, you using the word God. The word God is actually a Greek name. But anyway, I'm going with what I believe that you can understand, okay? So, beans. You know, these are really good beans. They're black beans, of course. These are black beans. Then you got pinto beans, you know, a whole big thing of pinto beans, and all of that. You can cook them slow, you know, and it's really, really rich in fiber. It's really good for you. Brown rice is good for you. Broccoli, all that good stuff is good for you. Do not mess with canned food. Canned food is nothing but a bunch of crap, man. Do not eat that stuff. It's really bad for you, okay? And I would suggest this too. If you're living in the country, grow your own garden, man. If you're living in the country, grow your own garden because, you know, at least you know what you're getting instead of going to these high-priced organic stores or whole food stores, getting this organic food with non-GMO and stuff like that. Of course, that stuff is good for you, but you're paying a lot of money for it too, you know. So they're actually trying to get you, technically, to pay to live right. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they feed you that crazy shit at your corner stores, knowing damn well that you don't have any money and you're poor. All right? So when you're poor and you don't have any money and you're hungry, you'll jump to any damn thing. Don't be a fool. Don't jump to anything. Take your time and look at what you're going to eat. Don't just eat anything. When you're eating anything, it's fucking your divine spirit up. Excuse my language. When you're eating anything, it's messing up your divine spirit. Okay? So, we're going to get off of this and we're going to go into the book of the Bible. Also, I want to talk about too is that back in historical times, you know, that green dollar, it never existed. So they're just making that. But here, this gold right here, this is what was valuable. This is what was valuable. This. All of this stuff. This is what was valuable. Gold. Gold. This is the stuff that was valuable. That, and believe it or not, salt. That, salt, you know, crystals and things of that nature. And actually, to tell you the truth, it's starting to go back to that now because the currency of the dollar bill is not worth anything anymore. America is going down. They just passed a law on, you know, on them fucking homosexuals, you know, and, you know, Leviticus 20:13. I want you to go into your Bible and look at that. That just tells it all. Actually, to tell you the truth, you may look at me like I'm crazy when I say that, but technically, the sword belongs inside of them. They're to be dead, man. This is what God says. This doesn't come from out of my mouth. I'm just telling you what God says. If you go to Leviticus 20:13, God says it's an abomination and they will be utterly destroyed. That's what God says. They are to be put to death. That's what God says. But here in America, America protects them. So, again, I'm going to say this. Here in America, America protects those fucking faggots. All right? So, I suggest you, you know, you already know. don't stay away from them fuckers, man. You understand? No conversations, no nothing. Just stay the fuck away from them. They're cursed like hell, along with America. You know, death to America. I like that camp too, Death to America. It's a camp out there that's called Death to America. I give mad props to them guys. They lay it down. You know, they lay it down. Okay. These guys are smart. That Ferguson case that's going on, you know, you can see the uproar of Judah coming to a pass, you know? I mean, because if you don't know who Judah is the tribe. Judah is the tribe, you know, those are the Jews. And basically they say that the Israelites are the salt of the earth. Check out what's going on with that Michael Brown case. Okay? That Michael Brown case, that Eric Garner case, those people are marching all over, man. And I'm letting you know this, that y'all wake up, man, because there's a big change that's going on right now today. You got white people. Oh, I want to say this before this video is up. I want to let you know that it's all about the seed of who you are. Just because you look like you white doesn't mean that you are a Caucasian from out of the Caucasus Mountains. Okay? It doesn't mean that you are an Edomite. Because you could be white as snow, but actually you could be a Hebrew Israelite. So a lot of people are confused with that too. Because God says, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. So if your bloodline by your father's side is of an Israelite, or rather say a black person, somewhere down the line, you are definitely a Hebrew Israelite. But you can't be a Hamite. It has to be what you would so-call an African American, which is a false name. You know, it's no such thing as that. You can't come from two dinglings. You know, you gotta be one from the seed of Jacob. Okay. But to learn more about that, again, you will have to get some studies in. Okay. All right. But big props out to again Judah, which is out there now today marching and trying to. Actually, to tell you the truth, they're trying to find themselves. The only way that they're gonna find themselves, and guess what? It's really not gonna happen the way that they want it to happen. But I still love my people. I'm just saying that. Besides all that shit, you know, the Malcolm X march, the Martin Luther King march, the Marcus Garvey march, all that stuff. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. Everything is prophesized. And what I mean by that is that in order for you to get your divine spirit back, get your rights back with God, you have to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, okay? You have to do that. If you do not, you can march all day long. None of that shit's gonna happen. And you got some whiteys that are marching with them, but some of them whiteys that I just got finished telling you by the seed of your father are actually Hebrew Israelites too. And they don't even know it, you know, but some of them are not, but they're marching anyway. You know, hey, you know, what's that song by the Ghetto Boys? The blind leading the blind? The blind leading the blind, man. You know, come on back to reality, man, and get into the law, statutes, and commandments, and you'll see that things will change. Because this is one book that they are scared of. This is what they definitely don't want you to know. They don't want you to know your history. This is not a religion. This is a history book. A lot of people get confused to believe that this is basically a religion book. It's no fucking thing. No such thing as that shit, man. That stuff comes from them Catholic churches, those demonic places, man. God do not even dwell in churches, man-made temples. You know that, and it says that all in the book of the Bible. You know, learn something. Go to school. Listen to some of them Hebrew Israelite camps, man. All of them are lovable people. Some of them have their differences in accordance to the understanding of the law, but technically all of them are basically on the same page, man. And they're very, very smart people. Listen to them, okay? All right. I'm going to get ready to shut it down because I don't have that much time. I'm going to have to make, what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make another video. I'm going to go into the book. I'm going to cut this one off because I don't think YouTube is going to, I don't know. Shoot, they might, they may not. Anyway, I'm going to cut this one right here off and I'm going to go into the Bible the next time, which will be in a minute, I guess. And we're going to go into the scriptures. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig a little deeper and let you see certain particular things in accordance to the Hebrew Israelites. Not just the Jews, you know, the Israelites, the 12 tribes. That's another thing about those Ashkenazi. They always talking about Jew this and Jew that. They don't know the first fucking thing about the Hebrew Israelites. They don't even know, when they say Jew, you ask some of them what tribe you come from out of. They can't even tell you. They'll tell you they don't know. Well, what the fuck are you screaming out Jew for when you don't even know the tribe of Judah? You don't even know that. You don't know that the Jews come from out of the tribe of Judah, man. You know what I mean? Come on, man. And then they're faggots too. And they're over there having homosexual activities. What's that? Homosexual activities, homosexual parades, all that shit, man. Leviticus 20:13 says the slaughter. You know? Shit crazy, man. But anyway, I'm gonna close this down. And I'm going to make another video. And you know, we're gonna get into the law. The law, statutes, and commandments. You need to know who you are as a people. That's what's very important. Okay? Alright, that's what's very important. Yeah, I guess that's it, man. I guess that's it. I love you, you know. We're not bad people, okay? We're good people. A lot of people believe that because we voice our, this is not even an opinion. It's not even an opinion, so I'm not going to use that word. But some people believe that we have a heavy voice when we're out there on the street, you know, ministering, or rather to say teaching. You know what I'm saying? That we're being mean and rude. The only reason why they're doing that, because they want your attention to try to save you away from hell. You know, because it's dangerous as hell. You know, you're in a dangerous position right now, and they're trying to wake you up. This is the time. This ain't the time to be jiving around. Okay? This shit right here is serious, man. Them whiteys don't give a damn about you. And not just them, because you got some Edomites that are dark-skinned. That's because they've been mixing themselves throughout the years. They could be standing right beside you, but they fucking Edomites. So just be aware of your surroundings. If it's not related to the spirit, you know that these motherfuckers are evil as hell. Excuse my language. You know. And he could, like I say, it doesn't have to be a white man, which is an Edomite. He could be dark-skinned and an Edomite as well because of his bloodline. Again, if he's not trying to get into the word, or he's not asking you any questions, there's something wrong with that clip. Why is it every time when I bring up the word, you can't sit up here and talk to me or have a good conversation, but you bug out? So it's telling you something. I want you to start thinking, man. Use your damn brain. Think. Use your spirit. Feel the spirit. The spirit will let you know if this guy right here is evil or not. And if you see that, hey, stay the fuck away from him, man. You know? Y'all two don't have any damn thing in common. Excuse my language. You don't have anything in common. As far as I'm concerned, he can get the damn sword. You understand? He can stay the fuck. It's two things. He can stay the fuck away from me. He can stay the fuck away from me, or he can get the sword. One or the other. Which one you want? Either we're gonna talk about the word, or you just stay the fuck away from me. Excuse my language. Now, I'm out, man. Y'all have a peaceful day. I'll be back to talk more about the 5 books of Moses, which is the Torah or the Holy Bible. Okay. Peace out. Peace out.